Alrighty, we're going to be installing an outlet for an electric clock, and as you can see, the receptacle part is recessed quite a bit here, so that when you plug in the clock and hang the clock on the wall, the plug is recessed so that the clock can hang flush on the wall. This is what the side of it looks like. The white wire goes on the silver screw, the same as your regular duplex outlets. The black wire will go on the brass screw, which is the live side, and the bare ground wire will go on that green screw. And if you look closely, you'll see the two slots. The wider one goes to the silver screw, which is the neutral, and the brass one goes to the shorter slot, which is the live. Here in the country I was born in, we use a 14 American wire gauge on 15 amps, 12 American wire gauge on 20 amps. Black is live, white is neutral, the bare, the green is the ground. Red and blue are also live colors. However, you may find white live in a switch loop or a 240 volt circuit where the appliance does not require a neutral. So we'll go ahead and get this installed, and we'll be able to plug in and hang an electric clock. So we'll drill our hole down into our wall here. Okay, so we drilled in the middle of our stud, so if they hang sheetrock there, we don't hit the wire with a nail or a sheetrock screw. This is our 12-2. We're going to use it on a 20 amp circuit. Okay, so we'll trace our hole where the box is going to go here. We'll put it right in between the studs here. Trace it. Last here. And goes the bottom. Here. Here. Down the sides. Up. Now see the little lines here from the top of the box? We'll just go across the top like that. And we'll go across the bottom like that. And now we have our hole. So we've got to make a little notch here and a little notch there for our screw hole. Okay, so we'll put our saw into our hole here. Let's see how good that's in the picture. Perfect. Okay, so now we'll come down along the side of our box here. Right on the line here. Do the same on this side. Across our bottom. This is called a keyhole saw. There we go. It has a nice sharp point here. Now I'll cut our little V for our screw that holds the outlet in the box. You see it here. There we go. This is our metal box. We're just going to see if it's going to fit. It's going to fit right in there, nice. I just have to make a tiny little nub here for the screw that holds the side on the box, and another one over here. Okay, so we put our wire in the wall here. We found it. So here it is. That'll be a little bit further here. Okay, so with the metal box, we have to put a ground screw in it and ground our box. And I'll take the side off so you can see. Okay, we're going to take this clamp out that we're not using because we don't need it. And it'll take away a sharp edge inside the box. This is our metal bonding screw to bond the ground wire to the box. Stick it there like that there. Oh no, it's not going to fit. So we'll just try it up here. Okay, it's going through here, so we'll put it up here in the top. I like this hook knife so I don't have to worry about cutting myself. So I'll get my Romex out of the jacket here. Clip off all our debris here. Make sure we get all out of here. We have our opening opened here already. Put our wires into a box here like this. We're bringing about between 1/4 of an inch and 1/2 of an inch of the jacket into the box. Make sure our cable stays centered there. Like that, that's what we want. We'll bring our black and white down. Bring our bare ground wire up. Get it up around that green screw we put in up here. Close it around the screw, the direction our screw turns. And to make sure it's down around the screw all the way there. Like that there. Well, it didn't quite go down all the way, so I'm going to take my pliers here. I'm going to open the loop just a little bit more. Push down with my thumb and get it around that screw nice and tight. Okay, that's the way I want it, like that. And I'll take my flathead screwdriver and I'll tighten this screw. I'll use the Phillips. Didn't quite close the loop because I moved it some, so I'll close the loop again with the pliers. There it is. I closed it the way I want it closed. Okay, now we have our screw bonded to the box the way we want it. Now we can stick our cover back on the side of the box. These boxes are gangable in case you want to add more gangs to the box, like switches and more stuff. Tighten our screw up. One. Just make sure this one's tight. Okay, now we'll make sure we get our wire into the wall the way we want it. Put our box in like this, push it. Look like that. I want to make sure that these screws that hold the tabs in place are tight. One's tight. One's tight. Just push it back like that. These are called box holders. You can buy them in a pair at Lowe's, and this long one goes up, so it'll go up like this, bring it down. Now we push in on the box so it goes in nice and flush. We'll bend our tab over. And we'll do the same on this side. Okay, now again we'll push in on the box, bend that over, pull out, bend it over. Now we can take our pliers here and we'll close those little things in so that they go in tight and they're out of the way of the terminals on our outlet that we're going to be putting in here. Okay, we're going to cut our wires a little bit shorter here because the back of this outlet is kind of deep. So we'll start with a black. So we'll stick with our number 12 hole. Put it on the brass colored screw, which is the shorter slot on the receptacle. Put it around the screw. Close it the direction our screw turns, like this. There's our black on the brass, and I'll flip it around. We'll put our white on the silver side here. Make our loop the direction our screw turns here. Go around our silver colored screw. Close our loop. Direction our screw turns. I'll pull the device forward so our copper is under the screw head all the way around. Make sure it's nice and snug. Now we'll get our bare ground wire around this green screw. You always put your wire around the screw the direction that the screw turns. So when you tighten the screw, it closes the loop rather than opens the loop. size. Now the plastic here is our screws that screw into the box. So now we can push our device into the box here. Okay, I'll fold our black wire to go up, our white wire to go up. Push our just look, make sure my ground wire is staying away from everything. It's not going to touch anything we don't want to touch. Push it up. Now the ring here. Push it up. Squeeze out of the way of everything up here. Push it back into our row like this. Okay. I'm going to get 2 screws and screw that into our wall. So, okay, and this little hook here on the top is where you'd hang your clock, and your plug will be recessed back in here, so when you hang the clock will set flush against the wall. So now we'll go hook it up into our junction box. I'll bring the ladder back. So. Okay, so I'll get a couple staples in here. You gotta keep it in the middle of the studs to meet code, so you have it at least 1.25 inches back from the surface. push our wires into our box here. See if I can stick it down here. There we go. Wires back into our box here. Now we have a Wago for our ground wires, so I'll clip our ground wire. And I'll push it in the fourth hole here. And I'll look at the tops, make sure all 4 wires are coming up to the top. So I see the copper up at the top on all 4 conductors there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can push this back in. Put all our ground wires in there. So we're not going to open the twist and put this wire in. We're just going to strip it the same length, line them up, make sure they're even there. Our copper's even at the top, our insulation is even at the bottom there. So you can see it there like that. And I'll take my wire nut, make sure it grabs all 4 conductors. You know, fold our light wires back down into our box here. Get them back out of the way. Now we'll do our black wires. Take our wire nut off. And we'll just do the same thing here. Okay, I'll hold it up there. Okay, it's a little bit longer than the others, so I'll clip a little bit off. Okay. Right there's the, I'm going to take this measurement off. There's the length we want. Got our copper even at the top and our insulation even at the bottom. We'll take our wire nut. We'll just start twisting it on. I'll hold the tail, the new wire I'm putting on so it doesn't move. I got the wire nut fairly tight, so we started. And I'll just take the pliers and finish tightening it up. Okay. Okay, we'll just take more. Okay, and there we are. We can push our black wires back into our box here. So we got all our wires are in the Wago up here, and we have our insulation is down inside the wire nut on the black and the white. And everything's all flush inside the box, so we are all set to stick the cover on there. And there I look inside the wire nut, make sure my insulation goes up into the bottom of the wire nut. And all of my copper ground wires go to the top of the Wago.